Something's wrong here. This is not the homework at all. And now, I'm going to talk about design patterns. Design patterns are sources of knowledge. Whom of you is aware of architecture design patterns? No. You are in the faculty of architecture, but you are not in the architecture curriculum, right? But let me tell you, architecture is an old science in a way. Architects have been systematically developing knowledge for at least 2,500 years already. So, like the Greek architects of the Greek temples, the Acropolis, they knew exactly why they built certain things in a certain way. They had knowledge, and they could teach the knowledge to their students, and they could write down the knowledge, and this knowledge is actually still available. So the first types of knowledge that people developed and could be reused maybe was in architecture. And actually in the 20th century there was a guy called Alexander, and Alexander, he wrote down a lot of architecture knowledge in design patterns. So he found a way to systematically describe the knowledge so that so that architects could use it. So Alexander was the first to systematically put this knowledge in patterns. So a very strict, structured description of how, for instance, how to build a town, how to build a kitchen, how to build a marketplace. Right. So, and now, for instance, in software engineering, people are developing knowledge in the sense of patterns, and also in visual design, and in user interface design, and in website design. People are now developing patterns. So, I'm going to teach you today, or to point you today to a website that you should go to, and at the end of the morning you will all have a copy of my presentation, and this URL will show you to a pattern collection that's focusing on visuals of website design or visuals of interactive systems design. Right? So this is a collection of knowledge about how to design things that people should watch. Like a website. Where should people watch to find out how to make a choice? How should things look like in order for people to be able to click on it? Now, I'm going to show you a little bit of this website, and because we have no internet, I just put it in my PowerPoint for now. But you should go here. Maybe not in this building, but then at home, or wherever you can have internet connection, but you will need it. So, this is what you get if you go to the URL. So this is a screen dump of this pattern collection, right? So this is the URL. If you go there, this is what you find. First of all, at the top right of the screen, you can actually see three choices. You can either choose browse, or you can use question, or you can use findings. So if you take the left one, you just get all the patterns that are at the moment available, all the knowledge people collected about how to design visuals of websites and related interactive systems. It's a list, it's a structured list. So there's something about hierarchy, there's something about finding your way and so on, but it's a list. So if you need to find knowledge, you can just read the whole list if you want to. Right? And then you've got everything. You could also decide that you have no time for that. Sometimes you just want to have a quick answer which patterns are relevant in my case. And then you could go to this one, which will start asking you questions. Like, are there many pages in the website, or are there not so many pages? Is your website to be seen on a big screen, or is your website to be seen on a mobile device, like a phone? Right? So by answering questions, you all the time say yes, no, yes, yes, no, and then you end up with a small number of patterns that are available for your case. It's quick and easy. And sometimes people want to be a little bit more explorative. People want to find out. I'm now building a website for a Domos club, and I'm not sure whether this website should actually be on big screens or whether it should also be available for, let me say, small mobile devices. And in that case, you might want to find out what would be the difference. What type of design should I choose if I would like only big screens, and how could the design change if I would like to also include small screens? Is it a good idea to have this type of website on small screens? So this is a wizard, and the wizard in fact allows you to try things out. To try out what would work if, and so you could in a way interact between your design decisions and the way it should be visualized. Now the first two, so the list, it's quite straightforward. It's just a list of patterns. It's like a book, you turn the pages, you click and find all the patterns. The second one is the easy one, the quick one. But you have to trust the system. You answer the question, yes, yes, no, and then there's 5 patterns that are relevant in your case. And you have no idea what could be different if you would have said yes to one question where now you don't know. Right? And this one allows you to play, to find out. I'm going to show you the third one. So, actually, at the same opening screen of this website, there's some kind of an ongoing PowerPoint presentation, an ongoing presentation of just 5 slides. And you could say this is a mini course. It's a course of 5 slides that tell you a story. So let's take the mini course. This is the first slide, step 1. And it says, learn to use many patterns. This website is about visual design patterns used for web design. And with the use of an interactive wizard, we allow you to configure an advice set of patterns for your situation. Right? So this is the first step. And then automatically the screen shows you the next step. And this tells you that you can learn about any pattern much more. And actually when you mouse over a pattern, or hover some people say, then you would see an indication, click on a pattern for more information. Apparently if I move over patterns, I could click on it and then I get more information. The next one is what you can do. You can select categories that are relevant, or categories you would like to look at. You need not look at all. So you could decide, let me look at page description, or you could decide, let me look at categorization, but you don't need to look at each of them. So just have a look. Continuous interaction. So this is still part of this 5-step PowerPoint slide. Anytime you do something here, something changes here. So you are talking and the system is talking back to you. So it's an explanation of how it works, right? And then the 5th time, the 5th slide, it tells you that in the end you are the designer. Right? So don't consider this pattern wizard to tell you the truth or to tell you the best design. It's just a help for you to find out what would best fit you if you like it. But in the end, you are the boss. So you can look at patterns and decide, no, I'm not going to take them. It's not a prescription. So remember, if you choose for the question answering, then you answer the questions and the system will prescribe. If you choose the exploration mode, the system provides suggestions and you can just say, I do it in a different way. Okay? Good. So, now if you mouse over a pattern, you get details. Let me see how this looks like. So, if I mouse over this one, I can click, and if I click, I get more information. First of all, the patterns are represented by some kind of an icon that is actually a small picture of an example of the pattern. So now suppose I click on it. So I click on this one, and now there's a lot of explanation. Actually there's 5 steps. There's the basics about the pattern. So the pattern is, you can see, it's about alternative row columns. If you have a lot of things in rows, the best way for people to read, this is just about visual perception, about how people read. If the best way for people to read is to have alternative rows in different colors, like white and gray, or yellow and gray, or black and white. No, probably not. Black and white would, well, hinder the contrast, right? So take colors that are different but not too different. So this is the basis. And then you can choose other things. So I can actually choose examples. And now you get an example from a real website. Or you can choose the next one, which is forces, because there's a large table with relevant information per row. So in that case it makes sense. And it's easy on the eyes readability to find things quickly. Right? So these are the forces. And you get a description how, just by clicking on it. And then if you click on the next one, you can see why should I use the pattern and when should I use the pattern. So once again, I step back, you can click on each of these to get all the information on a single pattern. And if you decide it's nothing I would like to use, then you can go to another one or whatever.